Hey guys, I'm Normandy. So today we're going to be learning how to create this purse. All right, let's get started. Pause or screenshot this slide for everything that you will need for the project. Go ahead and tie a pretty long cord to 2 hooks. This is the cord that you will use later on to weave the purse closed. Take your 20 pieces of cord and attach them with a lark's head knot. These cords will be 11 feet each, so they are going to be pretty long, and a little trick that I've learned is you can tie a little knot to the bottom to keep it from fraying. For the full body of the purse, we are going to be tying square knots, and we are going to make 39 alternating rows. You'll want to grab the first 4 cords on the left or the right and create a square knot. For the first row, you are going to tie square knots all the way across. If you do have questions on how to tie a square knot, hop on down to the description box where there will be a link to a walkthrough step-by-step tutorial. When the first row is finished, go ahead and scoot the 2 left cords to the side and start with the next 4 cords. This is going to connect the 2 square knots on the top. When you get to the last square knot in the row, you are going to do the same thing by taking the 2 outer cords outside and creating the last square knot with the 4 remaining cords. When starting the next row, you are going to take the 2 cords that were previously taken out and put them back into tying the first square knot. You're going to see this is going to create a little loop. We are going to be using those loops to weave the purse closed. Continue this alternating square knot pattern until you have reached 39 rows. If it looks like your rows are not straight, you can take the top rope and straighten that out, and you will see that your square knots should be even, as long as you're keeping the same consistency for tightening them. When you get to the final row of the purse, make sure that it is the row that is reaching all the way across instead of one of the indented rows. You can of course add more rows if you would like your purse deeper. Just make sure you are ending with that row that reaches all the way across, and make sure you do have enough cord to account for the longer purse. Once you have completed your 39 rows, we are going to make the flap of the purse. We are going to take out the 2 cords on the left and the 2 cords on the right, just like with the alternating square knots, and create our first row. For every new row that you create, make sure you are taking the 2 outer cords from each side out of that row. Continue to do that pattern until you reach the very bottom where you add 1 square knot. If you would like to measure your purse to make sure that you have the desired length, go ahead and fold it up and get the last row before you start making the triangle and match it up to the very top row, and that will be the body of your purse. Now that the triangle is complete, we are going to frame it with a double half hitch knot design. Take the cord on the outside and bring it in over the next cord. Bring that cord over and through the loop. Pull it up nice and tight, and remember, wherever you hold that outside cord is where the design is going to go. When that's pulled up to the top, do it the exact same way with the same cord. Now take the next cord and repeat that same process. Put it over and then through, and then tighten it up, and you will tie 2 knots with each cord. You're going to do the exact same thing to the opposite side. It may seem a little backward at first, but you will get the hang of it. When you get to the middle, you are going to connect the 2 double half hitch knot rows. Go ahead and choose one of the cords and tie the knots with that same cord. Now go ahead and create another row of double half hitch knots directly under the row above. When that is complete, we are going to make a row of square knots. When tying these square knots, you're going to notice that they are not going to be all the way touching the double half hitch knot on one side. Make sure that they are even in the row, but they do not have to be even to the double half hitch knot on both sides of the square knot. Do this for both sides. Once all of the square knots are tied, you're going to make another 2 rows of double half hitch knots. To sew the purse together, go ahead and untie it and grab a tapestry needle. So you'll use the extra long pieces of cord that you tied the purse to sew the purse together. Go ahead and loop that through the tapestry needle. Fold your purse over and make sure that the first row is lined up. You'll go ahead and turn it to the side and find the first loop on the back and the first loop on the front and sew those together. I like to start from the back, loop it through the front, and then find the next 2 loops to go through, and again go from the back all the way through and then loop it again to the next loops. Continue sewing the loops together until you get to the end of the first side of the purse. When you get to the last loop, go ahead and make sure that it is complete, and then stick the tapestry needle through the bottom of the purse in the corner. Flip it inside out to pull the tapestry needle all the way through. It might be a little snug, but just make sure you're pulling it through all the way. Don't pull too tight because you do not want the corner of the purse to bow in. Go through the back of that loop that you just pulled it through one more time, and this will create a little loop. Put the tapestry needle through there and pull tight. This will secure your working cord so that it does not unravel. Go ahead and cut the excess off. And if that seems a little bit unstable, go ahead and get some crazy glue or glue of your choice and just put a little bit in the opening right there where the cord was cut. That way it secures it completely. Go ahead and flip it back out and make sure your corner looks good. Now that the first side is complete, you're going to move over to the next side and do the exact same thing, securing the working cord on the inside of the purse as well. When both sides are sewn shut, it should look like this. Bring the flap of the purse over and just make sure your cords are straightened out. We're going to do a rough chop on the cords just to cut off a lot of the excess. Decide how long you want your fringe and cut straight across. To create the fringe, you'll need to get a brush. I like to use a pet brush, but you can use a comb as well. You'll want to scratch on top of something that is not going to get damaged, and if it does get damaged, no big deal. I'm just using an old paper bag from Sprouts. You want to start combing at the bottom of the fringe and work your way up so it doesn't get tangled. When you're finished combing out the fringe, fold the flap over the purse to make sure that is the length that you would like. Then open the purse back up and even out your fringe. You'll probably want to comb it out again just to make sure that the fringe is all the same length. This is where you want to do your final cut and even the fringe out on the edge. This is a paper cutter from my scrapbooking kit. You do not need to use one of these, but I find it helpful because it has a little groove, and that helps my scissors from pushing the fringe together and cutting unevenly. But you can definitely tape your fringe down, or you can just eyeball it and go from there. Cut the stragglers off, and you can always comb through your fringe again just to make sure it is even, and continue combing and cutting until you have achieved no stragglers in your fringe. We have now completed the body of the purse. If you would like to use it as a clutch, you can end with this step. However, if you would like to make a strap for it, continue watching and I will walk you through how to create a strap. You will need 2 clasps to make the strap. One of them connect to your dowel, and you will be cutting 3 pieces of cord. The middle cord will be cut to 8.5 feet, attached with a lark's head knot. The 2 outer cords are going to be cut 22 feet each. So you're going to match the inside of that 22-foot cord to the middle cord, and then make a lark's head knot where that cord ends, and then the outer cords are going to be the remainder. You'll want to measure it and attach it this way because the 2 outer cords are going to be the working cords. Now you're going to have quite a bit of cord left over for the working cords. You can bunch them up and tie them up with an extra piece of cord that you have. When you do this, it is going to make it a little bit more difficult to just slide it through, but you can roll it up this way. It does seem to help when you have a lot of long cord. When you get to the top, you'll want to just make sure it's not tangled in the middle cords and then pull it through the loop, just as you would creating a regular square knot. You can, of course, just work with the cords without being tied, and this is totally fine. I do prefer it this way on some projects, but you will be pulling for quite a while each time you make a square knot. Now you're going to tie 104 square knots. If you would like your strap to be shorter, just tie fewer square knots. If you would like your strap to be longer, you are going to have to measure a little bit longer cord. 104 square knots will create a strap that is 3.5 feet long. I do highly suggest tying a knot at the bottom of your cord for this project because you are not going to want a bunch of fringe at the end when attaching it to the other clasp. Now we're going to be attaching the other clasp by tying lark's head knots. Now, if you are new to this, I do have a link in the description to a tutorial on how to tie lark's head knots from already existing cord. You will only need 3 cords to attach to the clasp, so take the outer 2 cords and the middlemost cord. Go ahead and cut the 3 remaining cords off. Now go ahead and grab your clasp and we're going to attach the 3 remaining cords. So put the first cord through the clasp, bring it behind and then over the cord. Then you're going to push it through the back of the clasp and then over through the little loop that it creates. Attach all 3 cords this way. Now just cut off the excess string and we are going to create a gathering knot to hold them in place. I like to start my gathering knot by putting the loop away from the clasp. That way the gathering knot starts towards the top by the clasp. Then you'll just wrap it around as many times as you would like for your design. If you would like a step-by-step guide on how to tie a gathering knot, there is a link in the description box. You can tie another gathering knot on the other side by the clasp as well, or you can leave it just like that. To attach the clasps to the purse, you'll just open it up and you will see that there is going to be a loop right in the middle there. So you'll just connect it to that loop and now you have attached your strap. There should be an identical loop on the other side. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was a fun video for you to follow along with. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!